Here's a sign that we're moving towards more full-scale military operation in Iran. In a post on Truth Social, the president says, in part, the Hormuz Strait is open and will remain open, with or without Iran. We are reinstating the Iranian blockade, so named because it is only stopping Iran's ships or customers from entering or leaving. All other countries will have fair and open use of the strait. Retired four-star General Jack Keane joins me now. General, can we open the strait and keep it open? Are we able to do that militarily?
Yeah, most definitely. What we're seeing before our eyes here, Stuart, is the battle for the Straits of Hormuz. And the Iranians literally blew up the MOU, because the only deal that was in the MOU, the Memorandum of Understanding that the president signed on June the 17th, was over the Straits of Hormuz. We were going to disestablish our blockade so ships could flow, and they were going to stop controlling ships flowing themselves. And what did they do? They began to direct ships and maintain control of the straits, and then they fired on ships that were not abiding by their directions. So here we are. The battle for the Straits of Hormuz is here. The United States will win this battle. We're conducting two kinds of attacks on the Iranians, one focusing on the Straits of Hormuz and everything that would influence their interfering with shipping in the straits. And obviously that's drones, it's short-range missiles, it's anti-ship missiles, it's radar, it's command and control, it's fast boats, the list goes on. But we're also attacking ballistic missiles and launch systems, because Iran is using that to retaliate against the Gulf states, potentially U.S. bases, potentially Israel, who they have not attacked over the Straits of Hormuz yet, but certainly that potential is there. So those are the two things that are really happening here. Okay. No doubt the United States will decisively win this. The straits will be open. The president has said no more shipping coming through for Iran for their purposes or for their intent. We're going to block it with the Navy. So good decisions here by the president. He's not fooling around. We knew that from the outset. The Iranians were testing him here. They thought they had leverage, Stuart, because of political implications with the midterms and the economic situation, and they miscalculated once again, as we said they would, and they have done so.
Next one, General. Today we're remembering Senator Lindsey Graham as a champion of foreign policy. Senator Tim Scott says his loss leaves a massive void. Watch this, please.
You know, the hole that Lindsey Graham left in the Senate cannot be filled. It will need many of us to step up to the plate and take on the responsibilities that he had from a global perspective. He had the power of a microphone to make a difference, not for himself, but for others. And I got to tell you, we've got a lot of work to do to find someone who can come close to what Lindsey Graham meant for this country, not to this country, but for this country on the global stage.
Well, General, Graham advocated for funding Ukraine's war with Russia until the very end. He visited Kyiv just hours before he died. What does Graham's death mean for the war?
Yeah, well, that was his 10th visit to Ukraine. And listen, Lindsey Graham fought like a tiger for his own constituents, for the American people writ large. You know, he had this boundless energy and a tremendous sense of humor doing all the hard work that he did. And he was completely fearless and unapologetic about America. And he believed that America was an exceptionalist nation, that it had a place in the world, and its global leadership was desperately needed in such a dangerous world. So he was always an advocate for a strong economy, a strong military, and strong American leadership. And he was part of that strong American leadership himself. I mean, I'm one of his many, many friends, and the loss here is shocking, and it's also stunning and personal. But yeah, I think there's a huge vacuum here, Stuart, from what Graham did. You know, he was such a results-oriented politician. He's one of the most effective politicians I've ever encountered. He knew how to get things done. You know, I was always talking about, we got to do this, Senator, X, Y, and Z. And every once in a while, he would counsel me. He would never use my first name except on those occasions. He'd say, Jack, you got to remember, I'm a politician. I take what I can get, and then I'll come back later and see if I can get some more. I can't get it all done that you want me to do. And that was Lindsey Graham, results-oriented, willing to compromise, a very, very effective politician.
Well said, sir. General Jack Keane, always a pleasure. Thank you very much for being with us, sir. We always appreciate it. Thank you.